NVIDIA and the AI market got some interesting news in the past few days coming from OpenAI, Oracle, Microsoft, and even xAI. Now, one of the biggest bearish theses for NVIDIA has been that, hey, look, the slowdown of data center spending is coming. But as we're going to see with a lot of these updates, it seems like the spending just continues to accelerate. So unfortunately, the stock is down from its overall high. The stock is down over 24% as I am recording and currently sitting at $112. Now, if you have been familiar with my channel, you guys know that I have not talked about NVIDIA as a buying opportunity in the 140s, in the 130s, but I am going to say this around the 1 teens, I am very, very excited for the future of NVIDIA. This doesn't mean the stock price can't continue to go down. Obviously, with all the macroeconomics impacting the overall market, you can continue to see volatility, but I am bullish on the AI market. Doesn't mean you have to. I'm bullish in the AI market, and for that reason, I do believe NVIDIA can reach new levels. Now, in today's episode, we are going to take a closer look at some recent updates that could kind of showcase some of the bullish reasons to kind of expect the AI market to continue to grow. So let's get started. But like always, make sure to check out my free daily semiconductor newsletter, whatthechipHappened.com. So let's get started.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so the first topic is coming in from OpenAI and Oracle to deploy 64,000 GB200 GPUs at Stargate's data center, and chips will be installed in phases. With now, remember, and Oracle is kind of working on that Stargate project with OpenAI and with some of these other players. And this Stargate project is expected to be about a $500 billion investment over time. It has been discussed that this 500 billion isn't the actual number being used. It's probably more like total cost of ownership, but regardless, it is a very, very high number. And the reason it's most likely being built out in phases for two main reasons. First, the GB200 is definitely kind of seeing solid issues, and for the ramp up process is taking longer than expected. So they're building as they get the chips coming in. The second reason is obviously data centers take time to build out. So that's going to be another reason why it's kind of a progression, a step ladder. It's not a linear or a direct curve right off the bat. The other things that are coming out here is this is obviously very good for NVIDIA as they're going to sell more GB200s. The other thing is it is reported that this Stargate data center, the first Stargate data center, is expected to be using NVIDIA Spectrum X Ethernet networking platform. So that is NVIDIA's networking solution. And that's going to be a lot of money for both GPUs and networking players. Now, during the NVIDIA's earnings last week, or was it last week? Has it been more than a week ago? We did hear from Colette that regional cloud hosting NVIDIA GPUs increased as a percentage of data center revenue, reflecting continued AI victory build-outs globally and rapidly rising demand for AI reasoning models and agents, where we've launched a 100,000 GB200 cluster based incidence with NVIDIA Link, Switch, and Quantum 2 Infinite Band. So I believe this 100,000 GB200 cluster is going to be one coming out from either xAI or this OpenAI Stargate project. So overall, I'm going to guess most likely both are going to do something like this, either OpenAI with Oracle or xAI with Elon Musk. But regardless, we are going to see a nice networking growth for NVIDIA and obviously still huge investments in GB200s. I mean, remember, if you're not familiar, there's not many clusters out right now that are 100,000 H100 or H200. Your typical H100 and H200 clusters are about around the teens, maybe some around the 20,000. It's very rare to have a 100,000 H100 cluster. We've obviously seen xAI, but not many players have that. One of the bullish things here for NVIDIA is clusters right now are starting at 100,000 for a lot of their customers. Now, the next topic doesn't really have to do much with NVIDIA, but if you kind of trickle down the list, it does seem like a nice bullish scenario where you're going to need more training compute. So Two things. First, Microsoft is reportedly training a new in-house AI model to kind of lose its dependency of OpenAI. I do believe this is the smart move, especially with a lot of the changes that maybe OpenAI is trying to do. So Microsoft is kind of training their own in-house model because they do have all that capacity and they also have all that demand for not only XAI models, but everything else out there. I'm going to guess if Microsoft is training their own model, they're going to need more compute power as well. Next, there's also reports that Microsoft is testing out DeepSeek and Meta in Copilot. So right now, Copilot is being powered by XAI, but it seems like Microsoft is trying different versions of Copilot. Now, this might be seen as a bearish news of maybe Microsoft trying to get independence from OpenAI. What I actually believe might be happening is we've seen it with a lot of different solutions where you're able to even choose your own model. So I'm going to guess they're going to have the option of use XAI because I'm guessing XAI obviously makes a lot of money with that share revenue structure that they have. But then you also have the ability to do other models like DeepSeek and like Meta, and it kind of opens up the option chain. Now, in my opinion, that is very bullish because now you're going to have companies that, hey, look, maybe I didn't use Copilot because I wasn't happy with XAI, but I am happy with DeepSeek's model. I'm also happy with Meta's model. So this can kind of drive more users to have a better experience with Copilot. So I think with every rumor, there's always some truth behind it. And right now, that rumor is that Microsoft is trying to escape OpenAI. I think they're just trying to open up their optionality. Now, there is some other random news that OpenAI is trying to charge out 2,000 per month on kind of some game-changing AI chatbot. And this is at a PhD level market. So I think this is well, it is new news. It's not really new news. It's something we've heard about in the past. OpenAI has mentioned that because of time of thinking inference, you can kind of think for multiple minutes, for multiple hours, for multiple days. But the amount of compute that you need for something like that is insane. So obviously, this is not for the consumer. This is going to be kind of those AI agents for researchers, where maybe instead of paying a PhD, $400,000, $500,000, you can kind of pay for this OpenAI model about $20,000 a month. So about $240,000, or this could be like a great way to accelerate a lot of your PhD players as well. So this PhD level meta solution, the reason it costs 20,000, it's not because it's super amazing. It costs 20,000 because it's going to be heavily compute intensive. So again, we continue to see the need for more computational power. So again, that could be seen as a nice bullish trend for NVIDIA's demand of AI GPUs, right? Because if you're going to continue to see models like this and just compute constraint, then that does seem like a nice tailwind for NVIDIA. And now let's go with the scenario. I know another scenario say, Jose, what happens when all this AI just becomes super cheap and you're going to be charging, you need a lot less compute? Well, if you become a lot cheaper in these AI models, then right now only a few people are going to be able to pay $20,000 a month for this level agent. But let's say in the future, it gets 10x cheaper, right? It's going to charge about $2,000 a month. Well, now you probably have 10x more customers, or even more than 10x more customers that can afford that, right? So the compute is going to increase dramatically as things get cheaper. Now, $20,000 a month for this type of compute, let's say it gets 100 times cheaper, right? That's going to be $200. Now, again, this is going to showcase now you have mass market opportunity. So you're still going to need more compute if you continue to grow here. So if things like this get cheaper, you're just going to have more use cases. And with more use cases, you're still going to need more compute in the long term of things. Now, the final topic I want to take a closer look at is XAI is purchasing a 1 million square feet of property in Southwest Memphis. Now, many people are excited about this because this is kind of XAI expanding their AI infrastructure in this AI market. Now, again, remember, just a few days ago, we've seen NVIDIA stock price go down as the AI market is dead. But you're seeing massive investments from all these players. Elon Musk is one of them. And this new investment built on the company's early announcement in December, in which it laid out plans to expand its colossal supercomputer to house at least 1 million GPUs in the state. So again, I mean, how can you be bearish in AI GPUs at the moment, especially with stock prices? I mean, let's look at valuations real quick. NVIDIA right now is sitting at a forward PE ratio of 25, even current PE ratio of 38. So again, NVIDIA is one of those stocks that can obviously go down. The rest of the market can continue to go down. I look at my investments at a risk to reward ratio with forward PE ratio of 25 and forward 1 year of 19.69. I believe my risk to reward ratio is getting better and better. The other thing I do want to say though is this is a company that's fully dependent on the AI market. And many people wonder, Jose, why do you do NVIDIA episodes almost on a daily basis? Well, this market is evolving at such rapid levels that good or bad news can pretty much happen overnight. Now, if you remember, and this is something that I always get a lot of comments, so I feel like I need to kind of discuss it a little bit. In those episodes when NVIDIA is sitting at 130s, 140s, I've said I'm personally wouldn't buy at these levels. And if I would, it would be very, very small dollar cost averaging. And I stand by that because those are the opportunities where the risk is a lot higher. Now I believe the risk is a lot lower. So I would feel like I'd be more applaud to buy bigger positions at this time. Again, stock markets can continue to go down, prices can continue to go down, but as a long-term investor, I am very excited about the risk to reward ratio here. And again, these daily checks are daily checks on the AI market, not on NVIDIA, to make sure the bullish thesis is intact. And normally this is not something that I would do for any other stock, but the AI market is something completely new, something completely revolutionary. So you can't have the normal investment thesis that you would have with the player that you can wait out 6 months, 9 months, a few quarters, a year to see if the thesis play out. I think with something in the AI market, you have to be at least somewhat knowledgeable of what's happening on a weekly basis. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and catch you all next time.